Good morning and welcome back to this month's OakCrest Insight, everyone. You know, the last 8 months maybe, the headlines were all about presidential election, what different scenarios could mean, right? That was the headline in the media. Over the last year in our meetings, though, economists, managers, the theme with us has been that investors and really the media overstate the impact the federal government has on the broad financial markets or your investments. We believe that monetary policy is likely to have a greater influence on the markets in the next few years than legislation or executive actions. Now that the election's over, what's going to happen, right? Trump is expected to take office next month, and investors are wondering what his policies this term will mean for the markets and our economy. Today, I want to highlight 5 key items that we really kind of are focusing on as we head into next year and what it could mean for you. First, our tariffs, right? This is a big one, key item. We've heard on the campaign trail about tariffs of more than 60% on China and a universal 10% on other countries. The one item here we are keeping our eye on is the uncertainty the tariffs may bring. A period of trade policy uncertainty could weigh short-term on the markets until greater clarity emerges if these tariffs will work or they're going to cause a retaliation back against American goods. It could also cause the countries to really just pass on these costs to the consumer. Next is tax policy, right? So taxes the next 4 years could have a large effect on many of our clients. Trump has proposed cutting funding for the IRS, removing tax from Social Security benefits, extend the tax cuts from the Jobs Act when he was last in office, and lastly, work with Congress to make individual cuts for individuals and estate taxes permanent. These tax changes could benefit many of our clients to provide that certainty going forward as they plan for the future of taxes. As of right now, tax cuts are set to revert back at the end of 2025. Big one, immigration. Trump wants to implement a sweeping mass deportation program to remove all illegal immigrants from the U.S. He also wants to issue executive orders to place on conditions on immigration. So immigration could have the least implications on your investments and taxes today, but what we're watching is how this could affect the labor market in a few industries. Think about the construction, agriculture industry, right? They could face challenges like higher labor costs, lower profit margins, with expected deportations of many of their workforce they rely on. Next, the Federal Reserve. Now, Trump has talked about potential plans to make the Fed less independent and could cause some uncertainty whether current Fed Chairman Jerome Powell will be reappointed in 2026. This will be important to keep an eye on, right? The Fed controls interest rates, monitors inflation expectations. So, over the last 3 years, this has been a very big topic in our economy, kind of the center of it. And the markets are watching very closely as we head into next administration what they're going to do if any changes. Fiscal policy, last, and really in my opinion might be the most important. All right, a few items what he wants to accomplish the next 4 years. Government spending we got to look at, right, on foreign aid and immigration, protection of Social Security and Medicare reforms from benefit cuts, and establishing a Department of Efficiency under Musk with a goal of cutting $2 trillion in spending. Now, ultimately, policy making is about setting priorities, and no administration gets everything at once. Right now, the markets are enjoying a quick election outcome to really start focusing again on interest rates, inflation, and consumer spending. One thing we are consistently telling everyone, typically, the first year of a new administration, the economy and markets are a continuation from the previous administration. What does this mean? It means it takes time for policies and changes to take effect. We are cautiously optimistic as we look into next year, as 2024 was a great year for the markets, right? So next month, I'm going to recap what that year looked like and what happened over the last 12 to 18 months and how you can actually start planning now for tax season. Happy holidays to all of you, and we're grateful to have all of you as clients.